Another video on the Triple Threat YouTube channel. I am more than happy to have you here. I wanted to break down some stuff for you guys. For those of you who don't really understand, I'm cleaning today and it's fucking hot out. I just wanted to come inside and explain some stuff for those of you who don't understand what we do. So first of all, in the last video, I threw out a little teaser at the very end about we're going for the world record. So I have an Excel spreadsheet pulled up of all of our data logging off the car. I'm not going to blur anything out. I don't care if my competitors see this. I'm an open book. You guys are more than welcome to take from what I am doing and try to make it work for you, because I want nothing but for the sport to grow. No secrets in Triple Threat. So I'm also going to show you guys a breakdown on our class and the backstory on the world record and all that stuff, and then we'll get into the live action. So here's our data logging right here. So it's a whole bunch of gibberish for the most part, but like we'll just break one down. Let's go 3016 right here. This is our second. Oh, this is our last pass, because the one before that we messed our transmission up. So in our timing, we're running 30 degrees, density altitude, which is how we tune our motors based off of the moisture in the air, the corrected altitude, which is actually density altitude. I'll do something on that one at the races. We're only running 25% over on our blower right now. Our wheelie bar height we play with a little bit. Our two-step is at 3,500, so we have a lot of room to play there right now. We're pulling 6 degrees of timing, so we're only going through the whole track at about 24 degrees of timing. I have a shifter pod I put on the transmission, but we took it off because we thought we had some issues. I will show you that on the next page. We keep adding weight to the clutch because of that same issue. This is our main pill, our pump loop, oil pressure. We just kind of keep that. We keep tabs on that just so we make sure we don't start losing it. Tire pressure, ET, our 60 foot, 1.142. Outside temperature, location, date, how much boost. So we made 32.5 pounds that pass. The clutch wear, we only wore 3 thousandths off of it. Air gap, 10 thousandths. So basically we just keep this in here so that we haven't raced in months. So we can go back in here and like we take little notes, like we lowered tire pressure, we added weight to the clutch, we took a little fuel away. We raise our rev limiter a little bit. And any of the little changes we'll say, like right here, changes pushed rev limiter out from 1.80 seconds to 2 seconds, which essentially says we were blowing through the internal clutches in the transmission, and by raising and changing some stuff here, it allowed us to push our car driving through the transmission out to 2 seconds instead of 1.8. So now if we go over here to our MSD view, we can pull up our last pass. So you can see the car takes off right here at 3,500. It's on the two-step. And then it, let's see. So in 1 second, the car went to, let's see what's our RPM here. 71.79. So 7,100 RPM essentially. So after that second, came up to right here, which is 8,300. And then I hit the shifter and you can see it dip right here. Now it starts to pull back up and it loads the transmission a little bit, and then it climbs, and right here is where it just drove through the transmission. So what it should have done is it should have stayed right here and kind of gradually climbed to about here. But instead, it skyrockets up. What's happening is as soon as the transmission goes into high gear, the motor overpowered the transmission and the transmission was worn out, and it smoked the clutches inside the transmission. So in order to fix that, we just put a new clutch pack in the transmission, and then we bought a whole extra transmission. So we should be good for Saboba. Okay, so what I have broken down here is an index chart, and I only did a little bit because it'd take forever to type out where we need to be. But basically our class is called Top Eliminator. It's an index class. Now, you can be competitive and run 100 yards in 3 seconds in our class, but it is really hard because typically guys are way down here. So our index is way down here. It'd be like 2.950. So the initial goal is to run a 2.95 with a 0. If you can run all the way down to that thousandth, it's going to be really hard to beat you. My dad himself has beaten himself by running a 2.949. Can't run any faster than a 295. So I'm pulling this straight off of National Sand Drag News' website just because it's a really nice article written up on Rick's car. Rick and my dad have been friends my entire life. So this goal has been something of mine forever, literally as far back as I can remember. But essentially, this is Rick Morris in heavy metal. It's so cool racing your childhood heroes. I've never raced heavy metal because it's been in retirement for a long time, but the whole goal of running the world record is to get Rick and his son Billy back out at the track with heavy. So heavy metal ran a 279 with a 2 in 100 yards. So I know you're thinking like, oh, you know, it's just 0.02 of a second off. Or no, it's 0.2 of a second. 0.2 of a second off from 295. And while it takes about 1,500 more horsepower than it does to run a 295 just to get down to a 279. So he's had this record for a long, long time, since 2007. To give you guys a reference here, we'll go back to this Excel sheet. Back in like 2000 and, I don't know, 10, somewhere in the neighborhood. Let's show you the record first. 2.792. My dad went out and ran a 2.80 with a 3. So my dad is a little over 100th off of the record. So he's right there. Our fastest pass right now is a 3:01.1. All right, guys, I'm done talking, enough jibber jabber, and we got a bunch of cool footage. On to the live action.
Oh! It's alive, boys and gals. Holy shit, it's alive. What'd you get, Christian?
Oh, little toy.
Zone. So he's gonna race this thing. Just been doing a little upgrades on it, tighten up all the wiring, put a throttle return strap on it, put an extinguisher in it. We got to mount number plates and bleed the brakes. And off to the rodeo. That's like 7 buggies in our group now. So sweet. Not only are we driving the old Ford today, but we got the mastermind of the whole organization here. Hey, dude. Heck yeah. Oh, she's alive. Let's go get some wheels, boys. I just ran my key across these. I have not seen them yet. This is the nicest thing I've ever bought for any car, ever. Whoa, there's a big old ant on there. Look at that thing. Ah! It's gone now. Holy shit, that was a big ant.
Oh my god.
Dude. I don't think I've ever had a part leave me speechless. Oh my god. I don't even know how to do it myself. I'm just gonna close the box back up. We're going to the shop. Oh my god. Those are so nice. Dude. What do you think, Kyle?
Fucking awesome.
Dude, pull that plastic off there. Holy Toledo. Those are so nice. God damn. Okay, let's put them on. Alright guys, so on the last set of wheels, the back spacing was too much, so the tire would hit the frame. So what we had to do was put like an 1.25 inch billet wafer on here, and then the wheel, and then bolt on, which in turn made a long wheel stud. We had to run really long wheel studs. So what we're upgrading to is these guys. They're threaded. They go into they thread into the axle and then jam out with a nut on the back. And they're 11/16 stud, and they're the correct length. And these wheels just happen to be drilled to 11/16. So that's very nice. Kyle,
Hi!
how do you feel, dude? Your truck runs.
Fucking amazing.
So my old wheels are going on Kyle's truck, and you'll be able to see my axle flange to frame distance on my rear end. If we go over here now, see his axle flange to rear end to frame is a lot more. So the wheels fit his truck perfect. Kylie's car is kind of wide too, but heck yeah, dude. It's almost time to go fast, Kyle. Hold those collars, because those collars are threaded. And wait till you see how many threads this thing has. Ready? Yep. Oh shit, all the threads. Those are threaded axles, so that goes a long ways. Potato, 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 potato. Thing sounds cool. It's currently 10:39 and we're getting food. It's gonna be like this for the next like 3 weeks. So we're getting all kinds of weird shit done. These fit very close, but they're on. Yee! So pretty. So those are going on, and Kyle's going to make a test hit in his truck right after we put some liquid cornstarch in his tires. Little known fact, that works really, really good. Like better than slime. If you do liquid cornstarch inside the tires, we're going to put like a quart per tire. We'll see how that works, but these things leak like a sieve, and they'll probably stop leaking with this stuff. It's pretty awesome. Ready to make a hit?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh! It's alive, boys and gals. Holy shit, it's alive. It's alive! How cool is that, man? All right, here we go. Before you guys bash how slow this thing looks, understand two things. It's a brand new truck, it will be fast, and it's dry dirt. The thing just did a big burnout. Just wanted to remind you guys that my little brother's memorial race is September 24th through the 26th at Saboba Casino. Please come out and say hi, guys. Give us a high five, see what our cars are about in real life. That's going to do it for today's video on the Triple Threat YouTube channel. I really appreciate you guys checking in, and we'll see you on the next one.